Hello, friends, family, fans, haters. Yes, I'm still here. As most of you have known by now, I've had an encounter with the odious coronavirus. Yes, I am still here. I guess this news could be termed as joy for some and great disappointment for others. Nevertheless, we must all coexist. So for those who are joyous, remain joyful. And for those who are disappointed, well, I can only say your disappointments will become greater. I'm still here. All right. So I really want to thank all of you for your well wishes and your concerns, and just general outpourings that came to me via social media, direct telephone calls, etc. Believe me, it's greatly appreciated. So, what is the position now? Well, as you can see, I don't look so good really, but trust me, I'm feeling better than I look. Yeah, I'm feeling better, and I think it's very safe to assume that it means I'm getting better, and I trust that this condition will prevail, and that soon I'll be bouncing off the walls again and back out there doing my thing, even though the government, their guidelines and warnings, more or less, what do I say, goes against, that sort of feeling of wanting to go outside. In other words, we're still under a lockdown. So, yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Now, how some of you might be wondering, how did I manage the attack? How did I manage the whole situation and, to survive it? Well, I can't say I had a plan because I don't think anybody planned to be sick. But, prior to the attack, I've seen all of the recommendations and the suggestions, and you've seen them all, that people have put out there on social media, and in most parts, most of them are sensible suggestions. But the very first thing I should say is I did not panic. That is very important, because with the way the people are being frightened by all the directives and the warnings and the horror stories, it really create a sense of panic, and anybody thinking that they will get this thing, most of them are seeing it as an automatic death sentence, and it's not true. I think more people survive and recover from an attack from this virus than those who actually die. And if people should bear that in mind, then there should be no panic. Keep a cool and a collected head, and follow the advice and stuff that you're getting out there, because in general most of it is good, and you should be okay. Now, as for me, and what worked for me might not work for you, so I'm just telling you what I did and how I managed my own situation. Maybe it'll work for you, I don't know. But at first I tried to tell myself that the attack was just a bad case of the flu. And that's really how it felt, actually. Just like a bad case of the flu. And I know me, whenever I get the flu, it's really bad. You know, my wife will tell you if I'm sick, it's as if I'm dying. It's just me, that's just me. So I told myself, even though at the moment, I'm in the southeast of the UK, where the virus, it is said to be raging. It's one of the hot spots, and foolishly, I went out, doing my activities as normal. But, as they say, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. So, anyway, but I told myself it was just a bad case of the flu. Why did I do that? Now, I know me. When it comes to illnesses, what works for me is the saying that goes, ignorance is bliss. If I tell myself I'm not sick, usually it tends to play out that way. Either I don't get sick, or whatever illness that comes on is not prolonged, and my body will do its work and get rid of it. So it's a sort of psychological warfare that I wage against myself. And so I told myself it was just a flu. And I was prepared to go through the whole episode telling myself it's just the flu, treat yourself as normal, and you should be okay. All right. So in this case, for me, ignorance was bliss. However, near the end, my wife prevailed upon me to get a test done just to know what it is, for her sake and for others, to know if this was an attack or not. And yeah, she was right. I did the test, and it proved, the test returned a positive result. Luckily for me, that result came at the end, almost at the tail end of the attack, so it didn't really bother me because I was already feeling better when the test result came, so it was neither here nor there for me. I guess just for reporting purposes, and for others like my wife to know, it became important, but that was just it for me. But during the attack, I tried and used a lot of the home remedies that were suggested by the army of cyber medics, social media doctors, the experts, the juju practitioners, and various obia workers. Yes, they all came out from the woodwork, advice was flying left, right, and center. And don't get me wrong, I do appreciate the advice, because, somewhere in there something worked. And no, I did not seek to molest a virgin monkey, as suggested by one clown. And neither did I contemplate the ingesting of lethal cocktails of exotic corrosive chemicals, as famously advised by certain influential political operative. I kept it kind of sensible. For the most part, and surprisingly so, most of the remedies seem to have some merit and are worthy of further investigations. The garlic and the ginger and the turmeric and the onion concoction that I boiled religiously every day, and the same concoction was used to steam my nostrils and my throat. Yes, I've tried the eucalyptus oil, a word which seems to have given a lot of people trouble to pronounce. Maybe they should leave it alone, or they can use the brand name Albus oil, which is a brand of eucalyptus oil. Yeah, so I've tried the eucalyptus oil, people, so you can all stop suggesting it now. I've done the steaming, and yeah, you name it. You know, the only thing left is for me to go and dance naked out in the sub-zero temperatures I'm having here, which will then bring me back to a bad case of flu, and then they'll say it's corona all over again. So yeah, so I just wanted to post to say, you know, thank you for the well wishes, and you know, let people know that yeah, having this thing is not a death sentence, and there's no need to panic. I believe that there's too much panic going on out there. People are, you know, the current state of affairs is that people think that once you get this thing, it's a death sentence, and you know, you're more likely to die than live. And I think it's the opposite. You know, quite a few people, some even have it and don't even know. So people relax, take a chill pill, be sensible. You know, there are still many skeptics out there about this thing, including me, even though I've had it. But you know, I'm not going to join the official narrative about this thing. There's something there. Yeah, I came now with something, but I believe I've overcome the worst. And many of you will probably do the same. So yeah, just be sensible, you know, be cautious, and just do the right thing for yourself and for your fellow man, and be safe out there. Hopefully I will have a full and complete recovery. So, but if you don't see another video, yeah, probably the worst has happened, but I don't think so. So be safe out there, people. Look after yourself. Be sensible. Follow the advice. The issue of vaccine, well, that's another thing. Maybe I'll do another video regarding the whole vaccine situation, but for now, I'm good. Peace.